telling me I offended Japanese culture by just explaining my experience of going in the back of a Japanese cop car. Here's your award. So I want to talk about things in Japan that would put people in the West in an actual coma. And no, I'm not going to talk about walking and eating or talking on the train. Hold on to your hats, because this is actually the most unhinged thing I think I've heard in a long time, to the point where I can't believe it actually still exists in 2025. If a foreigner who is not a citizen has a child with a Japanese father, and that father decides that he does not want to be a father, that child cannot be considered a Japanese citizen even though they were born here, which has other consequences like not being able to get a passport, not being able to get regular ID. In Japan, there's something called a koseki, and a koseki is your birth certificate, marriage certificate, death certificate, and everything concerning your family rolled into one document. This document is very important because it's the basis for having a functioning life here in Japan. Imagine in your home country how many things you'd be excluded from if you didn't have something as simple as a birth certificate. So here's where it gets tricky. So if the couple is married, the child automatically gets registered as a child of the father. No issues. Nobody has to prove paternity. If you're married, even if the kid's not yours, that child is going on your family register. And if you're unmarried, the father has to voluntarily claim paternity of that child. You can probably see where I'm going with this. If the father doesn't voluntarily say, yes, this is my child, the mother at this point does have options. You can go to the court system. It's 2008, you can request paternity. Avenues like DNA test and all that. I don't know when the last time you were in a legal battle, but it is not free. If the mom doesn't have money, to make it worse, because the child is technically not a citizen, the mom is going to be even more broke because the mom and the child do not have automatic rights to things like government child support and other things that are put in place meant to help new mothers from the government. This is true in any country, but I just want to stress, if you have kids in Japan and you're not a citizen, be really careful who you have kids with. Make sure they are a good person.